day. I am Lester Jacob Resho, and I am here in front of you to share the top 10 science advances discoveries that change our world. Science is one of the most important channels of knowledge. It has a specific role, as well as a variety of functions for the benefit of our society, creating new knowledge, improving education, and increasing the quality of our lives. Science must respond to societal needs and global challenges. For now, these are the top 10 science advances and discoveries that change our world. Scientific advances number 1. Stone tools. Stone tools were humanity's earliest technology, invented more than 2 million years ago by Homo habilis, an early human ancestor. The simplest implements, known to their discoverers as choppers, were sharpened stones made by smashing one stone against another. This clever, if crude, multi-tool could be used for cutting, sawing, crushing, or smashing. Without this innovation, humanity would have never known the sport. Scientific advance number 2. Daguerreotype. The first successful photograph, the daguerreotype, was invented by Louis Jacques Daguerre and Nicéphore Nicephore in the 1930s. Nicéphore's first attempt needed an 8 hours exposure time. Daguerre's needed 20 or 30 minutes. Now, of course, we can take photos of anything we want, anytime, instantly. Thank you, Daguerre and Lips, for your role in making Instagram possible. Scientific advance number 3. Saxophone. While some musical instruments have been around for centuries, the oldest flute is thought to be at least 35 years old. The saxophone is a relatively recent invention. The first saxophone was patented by Antonin Joseph Sax in Paris in 1846. It was the first instrument to combine a reed as in a clarinet with a brass bell as in a trumpet. Without its unique sound, we would never have heard jazz or any of the music styles that followed in its footsteps. Scientific advance number 4. Celluloid. Celluloid. The first synthetic plastic is hugely important to life as we know it. It was developed in the 1860s and 1870s by industrialist and inventor John Wesley Hyatt. Before then, the world could not have phantom, plastic bags, Tupperware, or cheap watches. Also, celluloid is most famous these days for being the film and in the film. Scientific advance number 5. Wright Flyer of 1903. A list of inventions would simply be incomplete without mention of the Wright brothers' historic flight. In 1903, the Wrights demonstrated that a plane could sustain flight under the control of a pilot, a feat that had never been accomplished. This invention changed everything from travel to shipping. Without the Wright Flyer, we wouldn't have destination weddings or last-minute shipping for Christmas. So these are the top 5 scientific discoveries that changed the world. Scientific discoveries number 1. New human relatives. The human family tree expanded significantly in the past decade, with fossils of new hominin species discovered in Africa and the Philippines. The decade began with the discovery and identification of Australopithecus sediba, a hominin species that lived nearly 2 million years ago in present-day South Africa. Scientific discoveries number 2. Taking measure of the cosmos. When Albert Einstein first published the general theory of relativity in 1915, he likely couldn't have imagined that 100 years later, astronomers would test the theory predictions with some of the most sophisticated instruments ever built, and the theory would pass each test. General relativity describes the universe as a fabric of space-time that is wrapped by large masses, each disrupting that causes gravity rather than a internal property of mass, and Isaac Newton thought. Scientific discoveries number 3. Editing genes. Ever since the double helix structure of DNA was revealed in the early 1950s, scientists have hypothesized about the possibility of artificially modifying DNA to change the function of an organism. Scientific discoveries number 4. Mysteries of the other worlds revealed. Spacecraft and telescopes have revealed a wealth of information about worlds beyond our own in the last decade. In 2015, the New Horizons probe made a close pass of Pluto, taking the first nearby observations of the dwarf planet and its moons. And last but not the least, scientific discoveries number 5. Fossil pigments reveal the color of the dinosaurs. The decade began with a revolution in paleontology as scientists got their first look at the true colors of dinosaurs. First, in January 2010, an analysis of melanosomes, organelles that contain pigments, in the fossil feathers of Sinosauropteryx, a dinosaur that lived in China some 120 to 125 million years ago, revealed that the prehistoric creature had reddish-brown stones and stripes along its tail. That includes my video. I hope you learned something about the scientific advances and discoveries that change our world. Uh, Thank you and God bless.